Odegaard. Ravel. Ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
Hello, welcome to the Rotherham United podcast post-match. 3-1 defeat at home to Swansea City. Disappointing, but it's probably as expected, or not far off what we expected. We'll go through it bit by bit and get involved. As always, comment on Twitter, Facebook, or YouTube. Wherever you watch it, just reply, and then we'll be able to see you, and almost certainly include that tweet in or reply in the show. You have myself, Matt. You've got Michael in the top left.
Hello.
And Ben below.
Hello.
So 3-1 defeat. Mix up the scores going at the bottom. Somebody for Swansea scored the first one, then somebody else got the second one. Rotherham,
Grimes
and
Fulton, I think it is.
Fulton, and then Freddie with a goal for us. Ben, frustrating game, but the quality told because all three of their goals were very, very good goals.
Yeah, I got a problem with their second one, but apart from that, they were good goals. Hurlihan, obviously, we know can hit him. That was a good finish from him. The Fulton guy, that was a late finish.
What a beautiful finish.
They were. I come into this thinking they were a little crap side, and they were good. Still one of the best teams we played. One of the best teams we played. Defensively, they were good. Apart from that pub player, they still got it back. Yeah, bit annoying that they were a good team, but to hold them to only 3-1, where the goals were basically all long shots, apart from Hurahan's, is good goal. All three were really good goals that you can't really defend. I'm happy with it, to be honest.
You got a problem with second goal, Ben? What's your issue?
Blackman fapping at it.
I think Blackman's pushed it to the edge of the area.
Yeah,
he couldn't put it to mid-air.
There was no one behind him. Everyone's in front of him. Oh, come on. He's fapping at it.
He's got to play it safe, and he's played it safe by getting it out to edge at box.
Got a problem with that. I don't agree with it, but that's just me. I think he should have caught it, in my opinion, but I don't know.
Mick?
I don't agree with Ben on that. We've already had this discussion once. I think it's probably poor defending for all three goals, or not poor. Poor is not the right word. Naive, perhaps. The first goal, it's gone through a crowd of players. Somebody's got to get something on that. Even if it's Angus MacDonald putting it back at net, somebody's got to get something on it. You know what I mean? It's all right. It's fair enough. It's a good strike. I don't like Conor Hurahan. Never liked him. I'd never get tired of punching him. Ever. He's just got that look about him. The second one, I don't agree with Ben. I think Blackman's had no choice but to punch it because he's falling backwards. So if he catches it, it could pop out of his hands or whatever. He's got to play safe and punch it. So therefore, it's got to be defended on edge at box, which it wasn't. Good strike, good finish. Yeah, absolutely. And the third goal for them, I mean, we're pushing to try and get that equaliser, aren't we? So I said naive defending. It was just a good goal. So it's a frustrating performance, isn't it? You know, because to go in 2-0 down at half time, I was a bit disappointed. I thought we could have probably got one back. I don't know. And then when we did get one back, you know, we looked like we're going to get back into the game, and I genuinely, this is where Ben and I will disagree again. I thought we had a really good shout for a penalty. Really good shout for a penalty.
Which one? I
can't remember who it was now. Was it on Giles? On Giles, yeah. Well, if it's not a penalty, it's a corner then. It's got to be one or the other.
It could have been.
Their player got the ball and kicked the ball against Giles, and it went out for a goal kick. Is how I saw it.
Well, all right then, fair enough.
Yeah,
it's a good side.
I agree with most of what you said. We just didn't seem to. It was one of those games, and it's clearly because the other team are better than us. It felt like we didn't look after the ball very well.
Yeah,
they didn't let us have the ball and have a minute on the ball. I think
Callum Gibson in comments has put it today about Miss Barlasser, and I completely agree. McDonald, whenever he got it, he looked like, I don't know, some of the things it just looked like he could have turned and played it, but where Barlasser would have done. I don't know. I think we missed Barlasser as well. Set pieces weren't brilliant until Giles came on. It was just, I think we missed Barlasser. I think it was poor performance, but I think we were poor because they made us poor.
Yeah.
So
against teams like Swansea, against the better teams, Swansea's, Norwich, Bournemouth are rubbish at the minute. You've got to look after the ball as best you can, because if you give them half a chance, they're going to take the ball off you and they're going to do something with it. We didn't have that Barlasser who can take a touch, find himself in half a yard of space and put a pass, even if it's just a simple pass sideways or backwards. We didn't really have that composure today, and it showed. I agree, Ben, with that. It was a frustrating game. I found I hate playing teams like that. I really hate playing teams because they're very much like us, but better at it. The quicker, the faster, the stronger. They just got that little bit extra, if you know what I mean.
They've got that bit of extra quality, haven't they? Which is what however many hundreds of millions of pounds buys you, isn't it? And it literally is. Like I said in pre-match, it is only a little bit of extra quality. It's certainly not quality that's worth however many, tens of millions of pounds that they spent on those players, because it's quality that you can train into players. So it's the things that you can't train into players that cause the problems. And I'm going to mention it because I was very, very disappointed again with Freddie, despite the fact he scored, took his goal well, but that's all he did. That's all he did for me. He just doesn't look interested. I'll be honest. He doesn't chase the ball down. It just looks like he's not interested for me. And I'll be honest with you, I would have rather have kept Vassell and let Freddie go. Quite frankly, that's my view. I'm being a bit harsh, I guess, but I've said this before.
I thought he had an all right game. I thought he ran about a lot. Maybe he didn't press in the right areas when he did. His decision better. It wasn't perfect, but it was better.
I've got something to say before everyone tries to come and lynch me. Right, I think this is justified. He was awful. He was
very harsh.
Atrocious. It was atrocious. His goal was a good finish, very good finish, good header, very goal. Apart from that, it looked like he didn't want to play. It looked like he didn't want to play. It looked like he couldn't be bothered to play. Everything. It was poor today. And maybe that's just me because I'm his critic. But his goal was a good finish, very good finish. It's what he didn't seem to do. But it looked like he just didn't want to play.
I don't see anything that you two were saying. I thought
you can't say to me that the issue I've got with this, Matt, is you said to us there that he's not pressing in the right places. Why?
At times,
he's been training with the team. Yeah, but he should be pressing in the right places every time, like everybody else is, because he trains with the team, he trains with the squad, day in, day out. He knows what his job is, and his job is not to be 2, 3, 4 yards short of every single press. Just to have a token effort at chasing a ball down into corner. You have no aggression when he's dealing with a defender, and then making the wrong decisions when he gets the ball at his feet. That's not what his job is, but that's what he's doing. And he's been with the club 2 years now or so. He's a professional of however many years, I don't know. He's got to be a professional of a minimum 10 years plus. You know what I mean? He should know better. He should know better. And he's if he does know better, he's not putting it into practice on pitch. And I'm really disappointed with it, to be honest. I'm really disappointed in Freddie. I thought he was a better player than that, and it's just not showing it for me at all. But that's not why we lost today, and we're perhaps going off at a bit of a tangent here. But I was disappointed with his performance when he came on, despite his goal. I'm sure.
I thought he gave us more of a goal threat, though. In first half, I didn't really think we looked like scoring. And the second half, whenever the ball came in the box, it always looked like it were going to fall. And Will Daniels has mentioned in his comment that there wasn't a lot between the two sides. Freddie had a similar chance to what Hura had in the second half, but scuffed it, and there was no margins. Nobody else was getting in those areas in the first half.
Yeah, the thing is,
the shot was crap. It really went to Woody, but nobody else gets in those positions in the entire team. Nobody.
When we put Freddie on, if Giles wasn't on and Freddie and Smith was on, we would have not even scored. We wouldn't have even come close to scoring. He doesn't. I don't know. He's something about him. I've said this since he signed. Since the day he signed, the first game he played. I don't know what it is about. I see him. I just don't see like what. It just doesn't look. It looks like he gets lucky, and maybe that's good because for a poacher, his goal was a good finish. He's good at finishing, but his control and he's off the ball and his football brain and his attitude off the field on some social media and stuff like this. He just doesn't look like he wants to play and like a loyal footballer and a hard worker.
He doesn't buy into culture, does he? He doesn't buy into culture club.
I don't know what it is about him. Maybe it's just me and Mick. I don't know.
I think you've been harsh. I don't think it was that bad today. I agree with the issues. Callum Gibson, 100% agree with you. I assume you two on Freddie. Rather cash in and bring somebody else who's more bothered about being in the club and willing to die for the club. Yeah, I suppose. But he gives a goal for it and he did score today.
Yeah.
Scoring. Other than, from a set piece, he was more of a threat than everybody else. Jim Hamilton on Blackman, our goalkeeper taught to punch rather than catch the balls these days. I think they are. I'll be completely honest with you. I think, again, we're not involved in professional football, so I can only go on what you hear from coaches and things like that. It's better that they are taught a lot to punch the ball as far as possible. To get the ball, to punch the ball at the edge of the box is okay. I think that's the area that you aim for is towards the edge of the box.
Yeah.
I think Lindsay
could have caught it. He could have caught it.
He was on his way down, mate.
I feel like you punch. Yeah, exactly. So he's going to get less power when he punches it. Surely when you're coming up and there's a big crowd of players and you come up and punch it. Surely when you're falling back, catching it's the better option.
He didn't know if they were behind him. Yeah,
he should be aware.
The criticism I give him there is he took a second too long to get up.
Yeah,
not much, but he sort of laid on the ground for a second or so, and he didn't get back up quick enough. That's, I think, Ben's opinion, it's mine. Chris Millward, Swansea seemed to play in second gear today. Could have turned up the heat whenever they want a different class and not our match to win today. Yeah, I thought Andre Ayew, Mick, particularly. Although it was lucky to stay on the pitch, having an early foul on Ben Wiles. But he's clearly a class player. He looks after the ball well. He moves it very well. He keeps hold of it when he should keep hold of it. That's the difference between being 21st and 22nd to being second.
Yeah, it is 100%. Absolutely. There's no else you can say on that, is there? They're genuinely in. He was the best player on the pitch, probably for them, certainly. He did really, really well. They are a different class, which, like I said earlier on in the podcast, that's what 50, 60, 70, 80 million pounds, but gets you just that little bit of a step up in class, and it only needs to be a little bit of a step up. Definitely.
I agree. And their other striker, Ben Jamal Lowe, he's formerly at Portsmouth. I was so impressed with him. He's very, very quick. He is very, very strong. Nobody could get him off the ball and nobody could beat him for pace. I know he didn't score, but on another day he could have had a couple. And that's we were just talking about Freddie. There's a lot in terms of their stature. There's a lot of similarities. That's maybe Freddie should be aiming for.
Sorry, what did you say?
Freddie could be aiming
for Jamal. I don't know. I weren't that impressed. He looked good. He looked rapid. It looked like he got a good touch on him and, shifty striker. He wasn't as good as Ayew, I don't think.
No, I agree with that.
It's Ayew. His brother's in Premier League playing for Palace, starting nearly every game, certainly playing. They've got a quality footballing genetic, probably. But yeah, I suppose. The different players, Freddie and Lowe, aren't they?
Yes.
You can't really.
The difference. Well, are they? Are they?
Yeah.
Because if Freddie added what Lowe's got to his game, which genuinely is the easy bit, they're putting yourself about, getting your body in between player and ball, being more aggressive, being more physical. If Freddie adds that to his game, it becomes a proper championship footballer.
Yeah.
And it's the easy parts of the game for me that are missing from him the easy bits, the bits that any of us can do, just the physical aggression, that's the bit that's missing, and that's what's so frustrating. It's a bit Joe Newell-ish, isn't it? Although Joe Newell was a better technical player, he had no fight, he had no aggression. Johnny 18994 said that he thought Freddie was decent today, which
I'm with him.
Yeah, I know you are. And if Freddie was that bad, Hurst needs to go into League Two. Well, I mean, to be fair, that is something that we've discussed quite a lot on podcasting in relation to Hurst and where he should perhaps be playing. Yeah. And then just another one from Cameron Bow 2, 50, 60, 70 mil. Swansea haven't spent a penny. They might not have spent a penny, but they've got a squad that's worth that amount of money and more.
You're looking at people. It's not necessarily the transfer money that you're spending. You're looking at the wages that are on as well. I mean, Andre Ayew's on. Well,
they didn't even say on commentary how much he's on. That's how much he's on.
According to this one, it's about 75 grand.
Wow.
A year? That's not bad, is it?
No, 75 grand a week according to this. Now that's just a quick Google search.
Which I think, Cameron, that's what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean? If you want to buy a player who's on 70 grand a week, 75 grand a week, it's going to cost you 30 million quid. You know what I mean?
A year.
Yeah, precisely. So,
and also you've got to factor into that Rotherham. I may not be paying Rotherham's full wages, but he's on 30-40 grand at Villa as well. So
Villa pay stupid money, don't
they? These are the teams we're competing with. Even if they're only paying half of, for example, Rotherham's wages, that's still about 15 grand a week more than what we could afford to pay.
Yeah,
that's the difference.
I'd contribute to his wages if they'd let me punch him in the face a few times. I don't know why.
You're very harsh.
I just don't like him. I don't like the bloke. Sorry, fella. You might be a lovely fella, but you know what I mean. Anyway.
Okay. Chris Millward, a few goals this season. The opposition pestering forward at the corner has been left unmarked by a defender. Seriously, it's what Blackburn is capable of doing. I thought there was maybe a slight foul on Blackburn. Jamal Look impeded him. Yeah. Whether it's a foul or not, he impeded him and made him late to get into the ball, which meant he had to punch it and can't catch it.
Yeah.
So there weren't much said in commentary and nobody else has mentioned him. I thought maybe.
I mentioned it at the time. I think you'll find quietly under my breath. Obviously. But yeah, I did. I thought it might have been a foul on him as well. But I mean, a quick word on the referee in the second half. I thought the refereeing, particularly the linesman on the near side, was dreadful, shocking. There's so many offside decisions. I mean, there was one towards the back end of the game where they put the ball back into the area. There's 4 players offside, clearly miles and miles and miles offside, and it puts us in trouble because we still have to defend the ball. And if we defend that ball, it drops to one of their players, he slots in back in net. It's a goal. Well, it's not, is it? There's 4 players offside as the ball goes in. It's just poor, really poor. I think the referee missed a couple of really dangerous fouls, particularly on Jamie Lindsay. I thought that elbowing back at head or back of the top of the back between shoulder blades in that first half was absolutely worth a yellow card at least. And the referee were looking straight at that in a perfect view of it. There was then the elbow in the back of his head from Ayew, which the referee is looking straight at again. That's for me, it's a yellow card. You elbow somebody back at head, it's a yellow card, but he's not going to give him one, obviously, because he's already on a yellow for going in over the top and on Wiles. So I thought the referee was poor, but
there's the RU tackle on Wiles. I mean, the at the _RFC is just tweeted, and I've retweeted now the video of the foul on him, and that's a horrendous tackle. He's got him on the knee or just slightly above the knee. That's a really, really, really bad tackle. He should have gone for that. He's very, very lucky to not get sent off there. But it's early on in game, and that's why it's not gone, I think. I think referees bottled it, as we found out with other referees in the last few weeks who've bottled certain decisions as well.
Yeah. I mean, there's a message here from Cameron who looking at it is obviously a Swansea supporter, says he supposed that Ayew didn't get sent off, levels up the 2 pens we got against us at our place. I guess it does. I mean, I can't remember 2 years. I can remember obviously the penalties.
They were both penalties, but it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't nail on. It doesn't. What it doesn't level up is the penalty we should have had at Swansea in the last minute of the game that would have given us a point for the game.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's by the by. And I assume from that obviously means that Cameron, you do think that Ayew should have got sent off for it. So there you go.
Anyway, should we go back to Rotherham?
Keep going, mate. It's fine. It's fine.
One last thing on Swansea, I was very impressed with them. I'd be surprised if they don't go up second. We've played Norwich, Swansea, and Bournemouth, all three at home, and they're the main three teams.
Yeah.
And by far and away, Swansea are the best out of those three teams that we've played comfortably. I know they were bad at Swansea's place, but I was so impressed with them today. They weren't outstanding and amazing, but they did the right things in the right areas at the right time.
Yeah.
And I think that's best I can say. On us, it was below par compared to the Middlesbrough game, Ben. I know we talk about the opposition stopping us a little bit. But Smith wasn't quite there. Crooks wasn't quite there. It was just disjointed, maybe. Am I being slightly harsh?
I think it's... Sorry, I think it's from playing the same team 4 or 5 games in a row. I think they looked... Sunday looked tired. Crooks looked tired. Smith looked tired. McDonald looked tired. Lindsay looked tired. Wiles looked out of it. I suppose they come back into it. It would just look like a tired game. We all looked tired.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the best way I can explain it. We just looked tired. I think it's because 4 or 5 games, like I've said, same team starting. It's not easy when you're playing Monday, Tuesday. Saturday, Tuesday.
Wednesday, Saturday.
Yeah, Wednesday. God.
If you're playing all the day, it's going to be really difficult.
Yeah, I was going to say, playing Monday, Tuesday, it might be a bit hard. But nah, it's because we're playing so many games. I think he needs to switch team up. I think he realised that. That's why he made a lot of substitutions. But
yeah,
it's what it is, isn't it?
Yeah. A couple of them substitutes. Half-time, obviously Freddie came on. We went 2 up top. He effectively replaced McDonald. Crooks came into the midfield 3. And Giles came on for Ola Sunday, who must have been tired or injured or something. Second game, Mick obviously played 46 minutes, including the game at Middlesbrough. There's a spark there with him, isn't there?
Are we talking? Sorry,
Giles,
yeah, definitely. It looks a good prospect, doesn't he? So, and it's looking forward to seeing him get a full start. He loves to get that ball in the box. He gets forward, he puts it in with some pace as well, and fantastic, really good. So really pleased. Really good signing that, and hopefully if we can get another one in before Monday's deadline, which, looking at the fact that Tilt and Tomo have gone, it would suggest that there's a possibility that there might be something on the horizon, but we'll keep our eyes out for that. So yeah, good prospect is that lad.
Yeah, very much so. Interesting to see a bit more of his game, because at the minute it's just he's putting the ball into cross. If teams wise up to that, what else has he got? He's very, very quick. He helped get back when Jamal Lowe clean through, almost clean through.
Yeah.
He helped that defensively there, so all good. Wes Harding, Ben? I thought left-hand side of defence, he had a good game. I thought when he came right-hand side, he's back. He had a little bit of a lull, I think, but Harding's come back to be a very, very, very solid player at the minute, hasn't he?
Yeah, he played well. I think he had a few little mistakes when he tried, a typical volley where it's come up in air and you miss it. That typical fullback mistake that you see everyone make. But no, I think he plays better on the left than he does the right. Or maybe because I don't know. Maybe he's had more time to play on the left. I don't know. It's a bit weird, but yeah, I think he played well. That shot at first half, that little run into the game space. So why not? Yeah, he's playing. I think he's getting better. Yeah, I agree. I think he's playing better.
Yeah, I think that's fair. How much? It's a loss, Ben. So it's obviously not good, but it's a loss to a decent team. It's not the end of the world, is it? It's not like we're going, oh my God, it's the end of the world.
Yeah, they were a good team. Like you said, they're second top, are they? Second?
They are second, yeah. Norwich drew today, so they've closed the gap on top as well.
There's some positives to take, obviously, like Cameron's put that Giles looks some player for you. Like he looks, I agree. I think that's the positive to take from this. Giles looks like he can fit into our team. It looks like he's perfect for that left wing back role. Yeah. He played really well. He's rapid. He can whip ball in as well, can't he? Jesus Christ. But yeah.
Give him half a yard.
Yeah, but there is some positives to take from today. It's a hard loss, but second top. They're one of the best teams we've played all season, and we held them to 3 goals, which were, you could arguably look at them and say you can't really defend them. Especially the third one, you can't really do anything. It's such a good
finish, yeah.
Yeah. For a man who just his first touch at ball.
Posting in as well, it ridiculous.
Yeah, but it could have been different. Mick with the bar. Robertson, it came off.
I think it was like a Robertson defender type. I think it was.
Yeah. It would have been. Had it gone in, it would have been a typical Rotherham United goal that, according to media, wouldn't it? You know, a scrappy. It would have been, yeah. It would have been. Yeah, it would have been. It would have really opened the game up. It would have really made it interesting going into that. And not only that, it would have put my 3-3 on cards as well.
I was thinking that as well.
Yeah. So, but never mind. Listen, it's been mentioned a few times. It was mentioned on commentary. It's been mentioned on social media that this was a bit of a free hit for us today. You know what? It probably was. It's still disappointing to lose. It always is disappointing to lose. There's plenty of positives to come out of the game in terms of performances, more so from Wednesday's performance. But the big one was always going to be the big game. Was always going to be next Tuesday against Derby. So fingers crossed they won't have paid the players. You know, again, and they'll all be moaning.
Yeah, it's not been a good day in terms of other results. Obviously, we didn't necessarily expect to win today. We knew how difficult a game it was going to be, but we wanted other teams to lose. Wycombe did lose. Wycombe got spanked 7-2. Go on, man.
I'm going to say the thing is with Derby and Wednesday winning, it puts Derby further. Derby 18th, right? We're 5 points off 18th with a game in hand on one of them and two on the rest of them, and we've got to play Derby.
Yeah,
I understand Wednesday 1 point behind. We've got a game in hand in him. It's not. I think that's quite a good result because what it does, instead of pushing 18th and that above forward, it like kind of brings them down a bit. So I think it was quite a good day apart from we lost.
It is.
You want them all to lose, don't you?
Yeah, we're not going to be playing teams like Swansea every week, are we?
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because there aren't any. There aren't. If there are one or two better teams in this division, I'll be surprised. So we'll see. Yeah,
well, the table looks like I said. Wycombe got spanked 7-2. I haven't been drawing at one point, but that's a big loss to them. They're now 11 points off safety, although they do have 2 games in hand. But their goal difference is -24. There's only 2 other teams in the entire division with minus double-figured goal difference. So that's where they are. Sheffield Wednesday are a point behind us, as Ben mentioned, but we have got a game in hand to them. We're 22nd, on 23 points. 3 points behind Nottingham Forest, but we do have 2 games in hand to Forest, and they're struggling a lot of minute, Forest, aren't they?
Yeah.
Birmingham picked up a point against Coventry. They're a further point ahead, so we're 4 points off them with 2 games in hand. QPR play Monday night. They play Watford on Monday night, and again they're 27 points. And like Ben just mentioned, Derby up to 18th on 28 points. Since we beat them, they've picked up a bit.
Yeah, they have. But we looked when we looked at the forthcoming fixtures. We looked at games that were winnable, that we thought were winnable. We've won one of the games that we didn't think was on Wednesday night. We didn't think today was going to be a winnable game, or we weren't looking at it as such. We've now got Derby, which is a game that is winnable. There's no question about that. It is winnable. We are a better side than them, no question. When we turn up and play, or when we're allowed to play, which is what we weren't allowed today. With the other game in hand is Cardiff again. Yeah. You know what I mean? That is a winnable game. So, which I think is a week on Tuesday or Wednesday or whatever.
Yeah.
So those are the 2 games that really we've got to focus on. So disappointing today, disappointed with the result, but not necessarily the performance, and not entirely unexpected, would it?
No, I'll run for the next. We're now at the end of January, so February looks like Derby at home, Preston away, Cardiff at home, QPR at home, Bournemouth away, Norwich at home, and then Forest at home, and then Reading at home to finish off.
Norwich away.
Yes, you're right, Norwich away. Apologies. It's a mixed bag. There's some tough games in there, but at the same time, there's some big games in there. So if we play like this against any other team, we might have picked something up. The way they played didn't suit us. They were also a very good team, but it also didn't suit us either, which is a shame. But such is life. So thank you everybody for watching, getting involved. Thanks to the Swansea fans that got involved as well. Good luck to Swansea. They're a good team. They didn't throw themselves around like other teams. They claim for a lot. They claim for a lot of stuff, but not like Norwich, who went down after a strong wind.
Absolutely.
So yes, good luck to them. Thanks everybody for watching, listening, and getting involved. We will be back on the podcast. Will be out on Tuesday morning this week. We're going to wait for the deadline day to complete. Well, most of it to complete before we do that, so that we can hopefully talk about a signing on Monday, which is still in. We don't. One is suggested a mighty one. There's no update since then, so we'll hopefully find out Monday.
I might have to assume that we're going to be live up until 11 o'clock on Monday night. Then,
I mean, Ben will be in bed by 8, so that will be difficult.
That's true.
We may well do it live again on YouTube. We'll have to wait and see what time we're available to do it. There was smells. We're going to be going live again on Tuesday after the game. There'll be no pre-match like there was today. There'll be a post-match. What?
It's 7 o'clock kick-off again, isn't it?
So another early kick-off again, 7 o'clock kick, which I don't like. But that's who it is. And we'll finish off by Tim Dreen has been on touch on Facebook. I think, hi guys, good fair review. Today was the first time that Swansea scored more than 2 goals in one league game today. Brentford, he thinks the best team in the league.
Good shout. They won 7-2 today, didn't they, Brentford?
Yeah, against Wickham, to be fair.
It's still 7-2, though, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Brentford are clearly a good team, but we've got them to come up later on in the season as well. So yeah, subscribe to the YouTube channel if you've enjoyed it, because there'll be more of this stuff on there. Follow us on Twitter, Facebook, and if you've enjoyed this, subscribe to the podcast, which is on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, just search Rotherham United podcast. You will find it, and leave us a review. On wherever you can find a place to review us, let us know. And email is rufcpod@gmail.com if you want to get in touch with anything on there about anything Rotherham United related. Anything else you want to add, mate, Ben?
No, I ain't got.
Fantastic. Thank you, everybody. We'll be back next week, and see you all very, very soon. Cheers, guys.
Pringle looking towards Odegaard. Ravel, ambitious, but brilliant! I don't believe it! I swear I do not believe it! And they are back on terms!
There you go.
Shall I end it yet?